Hello everyone, this is Benjamin Ramirez on another video. If there's any random noises, because I'm outside, I'm out visiting family, and I played a chess game with the group at the same time. I thought I was going to take a break, but I wanted to post this one because it was a nice game. It was very easy, very clean, very simple. It was against level 100, which is ELO 2300. So start off, e4, e5, and we went for the Danish gambit. I'll leave the numbers down there so you can look at for your, it's just computer numbers. He captures c3, he accepts, and this is one of the main lines. It's a considered negative 0.6, negative 0.7 according to Stockfish. Well, now I'm only at 0.3, but it kind of jumps around basically the same way my gambit does. So I'm actually pretty happy because this is considered good lines. So if they can make good lines out of this, then it makes me hopeful for my openings. So he captures bishop b2, and basically we sacrifice 2 pawns and we have a huge lead in development, attacking the king side. And black is obviously complicated enough to have an advantage, but he'd have to defend completely accurately, otherwise the wasted advantage would be very obvious, and which happened in this game. So we just continued our development. He called check. We wasn't 100% sure what the main line was from here, and we played knight to d2, which was okay. It wasn't the worst move. C3 is a little better. We didn't want to obscure the bishop to targeting the g square, the g7 square. So we moved that. He castled, and that was to put more pressure on the king side and also attack the bishop. He protects the bishop, and then we castle. Now here we played h3. I'll explain why. Well, it's the best move, which is nice. We were considering moving our rooks to either d1 or e1 and moving up, and we knew that if we moved it to d1 that he can pin it with his bishop. So we decided to prevent the pin from happening in the first place and then get our rooks together, because we didn't want to run into, he has one bishop eyeing one knight, the other bishop eyeing the other knight, and crossing them and actually attacking our pieces. So we wanted to prevent that. So for that reason we went h3, which apparently was a good move. And he obviously couldn't pin. He just developed his bishop. And here we decided to try to get try to do something with his bishop so we can try to get our rooks into action. He captured, we captured. Rook to rook to e8, and we moved that queen over. We knew that obviously we were threatening checkmate in 1. He blocks. F4 was to remove the blocker to come in again. Now that's like a little trap right there what he did. We didn't fall for it. If we took the knight, he can move his queen to b6, call check, and take our bishop. So he tried to do a little trick there. That was a bad move. He was supposed to move back. So he did a little blunder there. Obviously, 2300 is not Grandmaster. They will make mistakes. And obviously, so that was his mistake there. We decided to defend the bishop. That way he couldn't come with the queen and call check and take. He moved back, trying to renew the threat again. He blocks again, and we weren't sure to move it or move the knight to f3. The group decided on just moving the pawn up to f6. We figured that was sufficient, and that's where it was. And that was a huge blunder there. So he made 2 blunders in one game, which is very unusual. He usually makes, let's say, 3 or 4 mistakes, not blunders. Maybe like 2 inaccuracies, 3 mistakes. Usually, if he blundered this once, he blundered twice in this game, which is really unusual and led to an easy win. We decided to put more pressure there. We didn't capitalize on what we were supposed to capitalize on, and that was queen f4. We went with queen to h4. So even though he blundered, we did not take full advantage of it. And then called check, move over. That was another mistake for him, which is really weird. He came down, and here we weren't 100% sure on what to do. We ended up defending here. One of the members suggested rook to e1, but they suggested the other rook. I wasn't sure about rook to f3 after this first one here. Oh no, wait, never mind. This was what was suggested first. Then the knight capture, and then the possible rook to e1, which is one of the moves, but it equalizes it. Then we went rook to f3, which is what I wanted here, which is actually pretty good. We were concerned about rook captures, and I'm glad he didn't do that. He instead played knight over. We took. He captured. Here I thought we had checkmate and 8 moves. Apparently Stockfish doesn't see checkmate. I thought if I captured, he will go down and call check with his rook. I'll move the king. He will take my other rook. I'll move my queen up to h6. He'd take my other rook. I call check. I just seen like checkmate. I'll show what happened in the game. I take. He takes. I move up. And it pretty much happened the way I thought it would happen. However, and then it was check, let's checkmate here. However, even though I seen checkmate in 8, the problem with checkmate at 8 is it actually wasn't. Stockfish shown that it wasn't, and I can show you the defense that he could have played. That would have been very good for him. He moves pieces back. I have low battery power, so it's a little acting up, which is normal. Let me see something. Okay. After here, and he captured. I envisioned checkmate after capturing here. The move that would have blocked everything, he made that mistake. If he went down and called check here, and I moved up, that's all he had to do was move h5, and he would have blocked the checkmate. However, he would have been down severe pieces and would have lost anyways. So that was a defense he had that I missed. What I seen was him move down like this, me move up, and instead of that move, I seen him doing this. This is what I thought he was going to do. And then after I go up, him call check, me take, him call check. I thought it was going to end up like this, which is an alternate line, but it would have been the same moves as what he did. So he pretty much messed up regardless. But that was a pretty simple game, pretty easy. So the one thing I liked about this game is that after the set moves, white was at negative 0.7. Sometimes negative 0.3, sometimes negative 0.9. It was running around a lot, but mainly showed negative 0.7. And that actually made me pretty happy because this is like one of the main lines of the Danish gambit, and we won very easily. And on top of that, that's basically what my lines are. They start off at like negative 0.5. So if they can make it work, I can make my line work. It just made me pretty happy to see that. And also it was a really nice game. I mean, beat a computer that's basically candidate master in 30 moves very easily is super, I'm sure anyone can be proud of that, I mean, the only one that probably did better than us would be like a grandmaster. Obviously, would have be able to beat this computer like a child pretty much every game. We've won out of 10 games, we got like 8.5. 8 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. It was so. That was it. It was Danish Gambit accepted. It was very simple. I was pretty excited just because of the opening part, but hope you guys enjoyed. I mean, obviously chess is super simple. As long as you learn not to blunder, that's basically, that's all you really learn for the most part, and protect your pieces. You pretty much can perfect the game and just practice that. Developing towards center, whatever. There's all these different ways to go about it, but at the end of the day, if you just protect your pieces, don't blunder, you practice that and nothing else, then you probably will, at least make masters, at least. All that super strategic stuff is for like higher levels, and this obviously seemed that way. So, alright, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you haven't liked and subscribed, go ahead and please give me feedback on my opening. I'm still working on different lines, but I have certain lines that are already completely done.